Are you thinking of buying your first home? Or have you heard one of your friends say, you know, me and the wife, or me and the husband, or whatever you got going on right now, we're thinking about buying a home. And then you check back 6 months to a year later, and they're still there in that same apartment with their dog that has no space to run. No shots fired. I do love that for you. However, on the other side, there are so many home buyers who start the home buying process and never finish. In this video today, I am going to go over the 3 C's that you need to ensure that you have a smooth home buying process. And these are the 3 things that you must know to be able to get your keys. Hey, what's going on? Sorry guys, I know I hate interruptions too, but this was absolutely essential that I get this out of my system. I just want to say first and foremost, thank you so much for taking the time out to watch my video. There are a million and one other things that you could be doing, like petting a dog if you have one or whatever the case is. But the fact that you've taken the time out of your day to watch my content really does mean the most to me. So first and foremost, thank you so much for that. The other thing too is that I wanted to let you know that I am based in Tampa, and if you or anyone you know is looking to either buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the Tampa area, which is one of the fastest growing markets since COVID in the state of Florida, I am more than happy to help. So if that is the case, please feel free to shoot me an email at alicia.westrealtor@gmail.com. You can also find my socials at Alicia West Speaks on Instagram, and that's really all you need, and I promise I'm gonna let you get back to your video. Thank you so much for allowing me to take the time out to stop it, and I'm gonna let you guys get back to play. Let's dive right in. Number 1, and this is one of the most frequently asked questions that I've been asked as a real estate agent. By the way, I am based out of Florida, so these things are specific to Florida. I don't know what Georgia's on, I don't know what New York is on, and I would never sell in California. No shots fired. All right, number 1, you want to know how much cash you're going to need to be able to purchase your first home. And it is one of those varying answers. Sorry to break it to you. I wish I could tell you, like, you just need $5,000. Wouldn't that be amazing? But the reality is that it's going to depend on the property that you're looking for, as well as the type of financing that you are going to apply for. So the safest rule of thumb is going to be that 12% number. So what that looks like, let's just go ahead and pull up our handy dandy calculator here. If you're looking for a home that is about $400,000, 12% of 400,000 is going to be about 48,000. And I know some of you are sitting here and saying, oh, 48,000 doll hairs, but Alicia, I could never. Calm down. There's financing options. There's different ways to go about it. I am just saying, if you have $48,000 in the bank, the likeliness of you being able to go in, submit an offer on a property, go through the contract process, and close is very, very likely, depending on your other 2 C's. So C number 2, credit. And I know this is a hard topic for some of you guys to swallow. Aww. But we're adults. We gotta talk about credit, okay? Now, if your credit score is closer to the floor of, say, 400, or I don't even really know how low credit goes, but if it's around 400 to 500, now may not be the best time for you to buy. And not all hope is lost, because there are credit repair companies, and honestly, depending on where your credit score is, it may just be in your best interest to go and find a lender, speak candidly about where your score is, and let them know, and they can tell you how they're able to help you. There are credit repair companies. There's so many things that you can do. You can get your debt to income situated, all that good stuff. But the ideal number, if you're going conventional, which is one of the financing options, if you're going to conventional, your safest bet is going to be at least 700 credit score. Yes, we've seen it lower. Obviously, we can make it work higher, but 700 is gonna kind of be that safe space for you. And then if you're gonna go FHA, your lowest credit score that we usually wanna see is gonna be between the 640 to 680. Obviously, the higher, the better, the lower, not so much. But FHA is going to be a lot more forgiving in regards to the credit score not having to be as high, but still gonna watch your debt to income, which they're more forgiving on that as well. But that'll be in another video.
USDA loan equals 640 to 680.
And their stipulations are going to be based upon the property itself, as well as where you are, debt to income, all that good stuff. So outside of those, idealistically speaking, if you don't take anything else away from that, make sure your credit score is at least a 700 before entering the round, but we have seen it done lower. It's all going to depend on the process, who you're working with, all that good stuff. Now, the third and final C is going to be consistency. What do you mean by consistency? Is that consistently showing up to fill out applications or consistently showing up to open houses? No, when I say consistency, I am talking about consistency as far as your job. Your lender is going to ask you for W-2s as well as your job history. And ideally, your lenders are going to be looking for at least 2 years of job history. Now, fun fact, that has been cut shorter to a year, depending on circumstances. If you're 1099, it varies. If you're a student, it varies as well. Fun fact, nurses can actually get pre-approved for a home with just an offer letter if they can show that they've been going to school, and the offer letter is in direct connection to the schooling that they've been doing and all that good stuff. So needless to say, once again, if you're gonna take something away from that last C, it's going to be 2 years of job consistency on paper, whether that includes W-2s, tax returns, all of that good stuff. The lenders are gonna wanna see at least 2 years of tax returns. Now, let's go over everything one more time so that way you guys aren't confused. So your first C is cash. The safe number for cash is 12%. If you're going in with 12%, the likeliness of you being able to close and cover all expenses in the home buying process is extremely high. Number 2, credit. Safest score, 700. Don't have a 700, that's okay. There's options, we can work through that. That's also going to be based upon the loan that you are applying for. And number 3 is consistency. Lenders like to see at least 2 years of job consistency, and it doesn't have to necessarily be the exact same job, just something within that same field. If you're a mechanic for a year and then you decide to become an airplane pilot for another year, I'm sorry, that does not count as job consistency. But if you're working at one particular mechanic store for a year and then you go to another mechanic shop a second year later, you're good to go. So hopefully this video was helpful. If it was, let me know in the comments. Also, if you have specific questions pertaining to real estate that are in your mind and you're wondering if somebody can answer them, go ahead, drop that in the comments as well. And with that being said, that's all I have for you guys. I will see you guys at the closing table.